How would you feel if you woke up tomorrow and the last 3 years of your life's work were taken away from you? And to make things worse, your business partner and best friend was behind it all. Well, that nightmare became a sad reality for this YouTube channel. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into one of the worst acts of betrayal in YouTube history. And to fully understand the context around this situation, we'll need to head back to January 2020. On the 1st of January 2020, Leg would create the Void YouTube channel, where he would begin posting packing clips from his Discord server. For those of you not familiar with this type of content, packing is very similar to traditional rap battles, but is done over voice calls.
What the ping pong, wing wong, hit the gong, extend the thong, Hong Kong, Disney sing along, disrespectful to your mom, feel my arm, is it strong?
Leg would find considerable success with the channel after growing to 5,000 subscribers and gaining 50,000 new members in his Discord server. It was around this time that he met a fellow Discord packer named PackGod, who went by EasyL at the time. The two had become good friends since they shared a passion for content creating and rapping. It was only natural for the pair to start creating music together, with their first song being a diss track on Pokimane, which marked the beginning of their collaborative YouTube journey. It was this collaboration that would jumpstart their career together after the song was retweeted by Keemstar, garnering the video a massive viewership. The duo would become partners and would go on to work together for another 2 years, growing the Void YouTube channel to an impressive 400,000 subscribers. But this success wouldn't last forever, as when time went on, friction would grow between the two, leading up to an inevitable conflict that would result in the greatest challenge that the group would ever face. On the 23rd of August 2022, PackGod would wake up to the worst news of his life. He was logged out of all of his social media accounts and the passwords were changed. He lost access to his Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and even his Twitter account. Usually when this happens to a creator, it's the work of a hacker or data breach. But unfortunately for PackGod, it was none other than his friend and partner, Leg, that had now taken away 3 years of his career. In a desperate attempt to salvage the situation, PackGod would attempt to contact Leg directly, but Leg was already one step ahead and had blocked PackGod on every platform, even going as far to erase all of their conversations on Discord. The only thing left was a single DM informing him that he would receive his cut of YouTube's revenue on the 1st of the following month. At this point, PackGod was desperate for answers and would receive them in the form of a stream that was announced on their Discord made by Leg.
At everyone, for those that are wondering why the channel is now called Just Leg, I will be addressing it on stream later tonight. Me and PackGod are going separate ways, and I wish him the best of luck.
Naturally, their community was outraged, and Leg would receive severe backlash from his community, forcing him to delete all text and voice channels in his Discord server just to force people to be quiet, whilst behind the scenes they would try to cover up the situation, leading to this very poorly thought out announcement.
At everyone, it's crazy to believe that people think I randomly woke up one day and decided to snake my friend and take the channel. That is so far from the truth. I'll be explaining the situation tonight on stream. All the questions you have will be answered.
And something to note about this announcement is that there are 318 tick emoji reacts, but the reason for that is because they actually banned reactions on the server, meaning people were either forced to react with a tick or react with nothing. Following this, PackGod would post a YouTube video on the 25th of August on his newly created channel where he would vent his frustrations and go over to the stream where Leg gave his reasons for cutting PackGod off and taking the channel for himself. However, the heat from their audience would cause Leg to private the stream and unlist most of their old videos in order to hide his mistakes. Luckily for PackGod, one of his fans was recording the live stream.
I have no other choice because he privated the stream and deleted all the other copies. It's the only thing I have, so I'm sorry. Let's get right into it. So, now he starts off the stream by saying,
and as I started working with PackGod, I started seeing his like true character, like who he is for a person, right? I'm not gonna say that, but
that he was working with me on diss tracks.
During the live stream, Leg made several broad accusations about PackGod's character, calling him narcissistic, selfish, and manipulative, but he wouldn't provide any real evidence to back up said claims. The points that he did mention include PackGod posting and streaming on the channel, lowering the mic of a packer that was too loud during a packing tournament, asking an editor to call him out for a 3-month late payment, and not adding him to a talent show that was held by Sneeko and Gideon. PackGod would debunk these claims by providing evidence that Leg had indeed refused to pay the editor, and was either absent or unresponsive when PackGod was trying to grow their channel.
True. For every diss track we made, I actually did have to spend hours researching the targets we made and researching and finding beats to make. And you know why I had to do that, Leg? Because whenever I asked you to help me, you were unresponsive and was too busy doing whatever the hell you were doing in your life.
To truly get an understanding of what's going on, there are 3 main threads that we need to follow: the Gideon talent show, the unpaid editor Somba, and the unbalanced effort put into the channel by Leg. Most of the other points made by Leg in his stream were completely unrelated to the current situation, happened months ago, or attempts to slander PackGod in the eyes of his fans despite Leg stating otherwise.
If I don't want to talk shit about him, I'm just trying to like explain my perspective.
He then says word for word, "Now let's get into what happened recently, because I don't want to get into specific events. I don't want to slander PackGod's name."
At the end of the stream, Leg states that PackGod can try to contact him off stream, since he doesn't want him to quote make a publicity stunt, unquote. However, PackGod would go to provide evidence that clearly shows Leg leaving a Discord call after finding out it was PackGod on the other end.
Acts like a real man. Let's all see what Leg's response is, you know what I mean? He doesn't think I should have a platform to defend myself. He thinks that we should talk about this privately, right? So let's see when I actually finally got him in private to talk to him, what he actually does. Let's roll the clip.
What is, like, what's your, do you have a hook, or like, what am I doing? A verse? The hook? Like, what am I doing?
Leg.
Uh-huh.
This is PackGod. I was wondering if you wanted to talk in private like you said you did. Since now we're in private talking, you still want to talk in private about what happened?
What would follow was a series of back and forth exposed videos between the two, with both PackGod and Leg sharing their sides to the story. The first video would be titled The Truth About PackGod, in which Leg tries to justify his actions by stating that he and PackGod didn't share a 50-50 ownership of the channel, since he created the channel first.
A lot of PackGod fans are going around, and PackGod has even said this himself, that I stole his channel, which is so far from the truth. My friends and I created the Void Discord server, and I made the Void YouTube channel to go along with that Discord server. Later down the line, like I'd stated, I met PackGod and then used that Void YouTube channel to make diss tracks with him. I also mentioned that after we started making diss tracks, I created that Void Junior channel to continue posting Discord content and grow that on the side as we're making diss tracks, which we later turned the Void Junior channel into Leg and PackGod. And again, to reiterate that one more time, I was the creator of both channels. I hope that's clear. Now obviously, these channels were not the same size they are today.
He would also admit to not paying his editors on time, even trying to justify it with the excuse that he, quote, isn't good at answering DMs, unquote. He would continue to bring up unrelated events in order to try and back up his decision to betray his greatest friend. Events such as prior arguments between PackGod and other Discord members, and the Gideon talent show that he claims PackGod cheated on.
I just got scammed. This is after the Gideon situation. This is him in his own stream, so we didn't rename this or anything. He changed the title to I Just Got Scammed. This is still about the Gideon situation because they talk about it right after.
It was real
Dude, I just got scammed. I just got scammed by Gideon.
You notice how he jumps straight into calling Gideon a scammer? Oh no, PackGod didn't get his way. I guess it's time to start falsely accusing people of scamming and making slanderous allegations.
Looking at this critically, none of the points that Leg made really relate to why he cut PackGod off from his livelihood and attempted to keep all the clout and fame for himself. Just because you find a business partner unpleasant to work with doesn't give you the right to steal from them. Leg's viewers would also come to this conclusion and call him out on his actions. This would prompt PackGod to provide further evidence of Leg's lies, such as him taking clips out of context in order to slander PackGod's name, all hoping for the result to cover up his own dirty actions. PackGod would also try to clear his name considering the cheating allegations made against him. The next 3 videos made mostly went over the past events brought up by Leg that do not have a significant bearing on the current drama. However, it would come clear to everyone watching that Leg simply viewed PackGod as a threat to his success and used that mindset to justify stealing from him. This is Charlie, also known as Penguin Zero or Moist Critical. He's built an image for himself being a level-headed thinker and voice for the internet community. In one of his live streams, a fan would ask him to look into the situation, and Charlie came to this conclusion.
PackGod's the creator who was friends with Leg, and they had that huge falling out. He like lost his or got kicked off his channels and shit. I didn't really get the story. It just seemed like 2 friends stopped being friends. I tried watching Leg's like 40-minute video on it, but it was just so much rambling I couldn't stay interested in it. So I don't really know the situation, but it just seemed like 2 people stopped being friends and it didn't go over super well.
Moist Critical wouldn't be the only large YouTuber to give their opinion on the situation. On the 26th of September, KSI would become aware of the drama and react to a diss track that PacGod made about Leg. Like most critical, KSI would come to the same conclusion that PacGod had been betrayed by his former best friend and that his channel had been stolen from him. That one reaction from KSI would dramatically boost PacGod's viewership and sub count, with the diss track gaining 2 million views, making it his most viewed video at the time. However, this development wouldn't sit well with Leg, as he reaches out to KSI to try and sway his opinion, but this of course would backfire horribly. Left cornered with no other options, Leg would release the video titled "KSI Ruined My YouTube Career," where he would spend the first few minutes of the video decrypting KSI promoting PacGod's video. He then goes on to spend the remainder of the video bringing up unrelated events and allegations that have already been addressed in the final attempt to sway the public opinion. And as with many of the other things that Leg has done throughout the entire drama, it just made the audience turn more against him. Viewers clearly don't believe or agree with what Leg said. And why would they? He abruptly ended his friend's YouTube career and tried to cover it up by calling him a bad person. You might be asking yourself how Leg and PacGod are doing. Over on PacGod's side, he's been doing extremely well now that he's working alone. With a channel size of around 1.2 million subscribers and 7 million monthly average views, PacGod's claims of being the main driving factor behind the duo's success have been confirmed. And on the other side of the equation, Leg has finally taken responsibility for both the Void and Leg channel, and it doesn't seem like he's handling it too well. Both channels would experience a decline in viewership and subscriber growth, and as of January 2023, uploads have dramatically decreased and the engagement has slowly stagnated. But there's still one question that hasn't been answered yet. Is Unbox Therapy buying views? Click on the video on screen to find out.